Hi guys. Hi. For those who missed my previous live video, I just felt like I needed to come back and just update you about the progress of our project. And this is of the men's granny square shirt. I have basically used the men's measurements, but you can even use women's measurements if you wish to make this for a woman. This is going to be a made to measure design, as I had mentioned earlier on. And this is the progress. I am trying to create a collar for the design. I know most of you guys who are on this channel have just maybe woken up, or it's very early in the morning. Just comment where you're from so that we can connect and see how many people that we have on the live from the same region. So I am trying to create a collar, but I want to stay true to the original stitch that I decided to use for the main body of the shirt. And I've been all up in my partner's wardrobe trying to put together a trouser and an undershirt so that we can have a beautiful final image of this piece, because I'm definitely not having a male model here. So the collar, you can see we're still using the granny stitch for the collar, but I am making it a little bit solid. I have now doubled the strand so that I can have that solidity for the collar, and I love the way it's coming together. And the other thing that I thought was, when I'm making for the women's shirts, I usually leave a very small space here, but when it comes to the dummy, thank God I bought a male dummy. They have wider necks, and that's still masculinity. I can't blame it on anyone. I just had to follow what the dummy was giving me so that I can get a perfect fitting for a man. But this is how the collar is coming together. And then also I'm creating some increases on the collar so that it can kind of drop. I want it to drop to maybe this level, because if I had left it flat, the collar would have looked weird. It would have made a flat edge here, which I didn't want. So I went ahead to create some, you know, some increases on the edges so that it can look realistic. Just let me know how everything is coming together. I think I'm in love with this color shade, and it's almost the same exact color as my previous shell stitch top. So maybe I'm going to photograph it alongside the female version. Maybe it could be a matching set. But let me go ahead and make the collar a little bit thick. Maybe 6 to 7 rows, I think, should be enough. And then I come back to the edging and put those final details of the boundary of the shirt. This is my best part. I just feel like when I get to this level, I am kind of winding up. It's no longer that complicated because the general structure of the shirt has been achieved and everything is just falling into place. You just have to do a few tweaks here and there. And then I think I'm going to make a row of single crochets on the inside so that the collar can permanently fold, that it just doesn't keep moving side to side. I don't know whether I should do that. That will depend on, let me see how everything works out, and then I will give this a final touch. right. So the tutorial is turning out to be quite long. Let me see how many minutes that I have so far before the editing, because I have to go back to it and do some editing so that I can cut out the irrelevant information. So far I'm on 1 hour and 10 minutes. You can see that 1 hour and 10 minutes. I have to kind of squeeze it in a little bit. So sometimes people are like, oh, your tutorials are so fast. I don't feel like I'm so fast. I feel like I'm just enough speed. But now when someone says the tutorials are very fast, I'm wondering what speed should I record at, because that means we shall be getting 2 hour videos, which is not okay with me. So for those people who want slower videos, maybe you can just do a setting, like you can just change your settings on your gadget. Okay, so I'm creating an increase here so that the color can drop. You can see how solid the color looks. Very beautiful. I feel like the shade of green kind of changed. This is more of army green and this is more of olive green, which is bad, but somehow when you photograph them, it color corrects itself to match the lower body of the piece. But now I can't change that now. I just have to finish up. Yes, YouTube offers how to slow down a video. So you can make use of those settings in order to follow along easily. But I feel like my speed is just fine when it comes to tutorials, because I've also watched tutorials that are very slow. Guys, I can't handle it. Maybe because I know exactly what to do, or I'm more of on the advanced side. But for beginners, I feel like it's also very slow. For a person who teaches very slowly, sometimes you've already clicked or got it, but the person just continues to drag so much. So we end up just fast forwarding. So the same exact way you feel like if I'm fast, then you can just slow it down. I crochet fast. Also, it bothers my brain to slow down. Oh my god, depends on the speed and it depends on what level someone is at. If you're a beginner, you're definitely going to prefer the slower videos. But if you know exactly what to do and you're just looking for a small tip or a small hint on a design, then there's no need to watch a very slow video. You just have to fast forward it to speed it up so that you can just get to the point real quick. Oh my god. Let me just finish up this row and I see how thick the collar looks, especially at the front. That will give me a go ahead, or maybe, let me see, these are 5 rows. I think it will look good at 7 rows, not 5. But let me just finish up this row and we see what everything looks like. Okay, so we're coming to the end of row 5. I feel like my speed has kind of picked up a little bit, but I usually envy the people who hold their hook the pencil way. I think the pencil hold this, the people who crochet like this are really, really fast. I feel like they're faster than us who hold the knife, who have the knife hold, I think. This is called the knife hold. Okay, so I'm through with row 5, and let's see what it looks like at the front. Oh, this looks so good, so good. I just feel like let's first assemble everything the way it's supposed to be, and then we fold over. Let's see. I want this piece to be visible. I want a collar that is bold. Oh, I don't know. Should it stop here, or should it be a little bit thicker? Because if I'm to add, I'm considering adding 2 rows. Just help me out in the comment section. Should I add the thickness of the collar? I feel like it's still very little, but it's also fine. But just 2 rows from here will give me like an inch. Let's see. Yeah, an inch more. Okay, let's see. I think I should add the 2 rows because the dummy is actually very wide here, and I want something that is very visible. So let's see, just an inch extra will just bring it to this point. I think let me first dress it up and I see whether it looks good or not. Just give me a few minutes. Let me dress it up on the dummy and we see whether to add the rows or not. Guys, I'm coming. Hold on a little bit. Okay, so let's see. This is my male dummy. Yes, I'd mentioned that I've been up in someone's wardrobe trying to put together an outfit that's going to match this shirt. And I got these pants, they're khaki pants, and an undershirt. And then, yeah, so someone is asking me whether I wear these. I used to before I got my baby boy, but right now I don't feel like I'm in the best shape possible. But I can pull off some of the designs, not crop tops anymore as such. Depends on what style that I'm going for. So this is what we have. And I feel like on body, it looks like the collar is still very thin, and I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit thicker, even maybe 2 rows or 4 rows. That should be good enough. But this is what we have. Let's see the back, because we are now focusing on the collar and it's not giving us exactly what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more rows on the collar. You can see that the collar is a bit thin. So I'm going to go ahead and make it maybe 4 rows down, and then I will do the final touches. Oh my God, this dummy is broad, but then it's medium size. It's tall, it's broad. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Hi. Okay, so let me finish it up. For now, this is what we have. So at least I have the bigger picture of what things look like. And that's the use of the dummy. It kind of gives you direction. You don't work based on what interests you. You kind of have to base on something so that you can get a good fitting. So for me, I think this was perfectly fine. But when you put it on the dummy, which is almost a replica of someone's body, then you can see the bigger picture of some of the adjustments that you need to do in order to get a perfect fitting, in case this was an order. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add more rows. And yeah, I think that's the update for the shirt. Whew. Oh, this takes time, guys. It takes time. It's not a quick project like crop tops or, those summer tops. Those ones can be worked on like in a day or two. But this you have to put aside some of your time in order to get these projects done. That's why you shouldn't sell yourself short when it comes to these projects, because otherwise when you get, like, let me say 5 orders, you'll definitely break down. So guys, let me just go ahead, keep growing my collar so that we can get a beautiful final look for our shirt. Right, I think I can go off now. Have a good day again.